Hello, my name is Natalia Medina. This is the course Teaching English to Adolescents and Adults, the final task. I'm working in a lesson plan about past simple tense. You're welcome. This lesson plan will be work with a group of 6th grade in 90 minutes. The main aim is to recognize the past simple structure with its function to talk about the past applying it correctly. The specific objectives are to introduce new vocabulary about leisure activities, to introduce the affirmative and negative form of the past simple and the forms of regular and irregular verbs, to practice the pronunciation of the ed ending in the past simple. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to understand and recognize past simple tense, use the past simple tense to tell about past events, form questions using the past simple tense, and transform a positive past simple statement into a negative one. In 10 minutes, I will ask the following simple questions related to actions that happened in the past to warm up the class. It's going to be in a brainstorming form. The questions are: what did you do after school yesterday? Did you play football last week? How was the weather yesterday? Did you enjoy your weekend? After that, I will declare today's lesson telling, today we shall learn about past simple tense. Then I will write it on the middle of the board and underline it. The students will write the lesson name in their notebooks. During the next 30 minutes, I'm going to do the topic presentation. Uses of simple past tense. Use 1. Completed action in the past. Use the simple past to express the idea that an action started and finished at a specific time in the past. Sometimes the speaker may not actually mention the specific time, but they do have one specific time in mind. Example: last year I traveled to Japan. Last year I didn't travel to Korea. Did you have dinner last night? She washed her car. He didn't wash his car. Use 2. A series of completed actions. We use the simple past to list a series of completed actions in the past. These actions happen first, second, third, fourth, and so on. Examples: I finished work, walked to the beach, and found a nice place to swim. He arrived from the airport at 8, checked into the hotel at 9, and met the others at 10. Did you add flour, pour in the milk, and then add the eggs? Use 3. Duration in past. The simple past can be used with a duration which starts and stops in the past. A duration is a longer action, often indicated by expressions such as for 2 years, for 5 minutes, all day, all year, etc. Examples: I lived in Brazil for 2 years. Shauna studied Japanese for 5 years. They sat at the beach all day. They did not stay at the party the entire time. We talked on the phone for 30 minutes. Use 4. Habits and the past. The simple past can also be used to describe a habit which stopped in the past. It can have the same meaning as used to. To make it clear that we are talking about a habit, we often add expressions such as always, often, usually, never, when I was a child, when I was younger. Examples: I studied French when I was a child. He played the violin. He didn't play the piano. Did you play a musical instrument when you were a kid? She worked at the movie theater of a school. Use 5. Past facts and generalizations. The simple past can also be used to describe past facts or generalizations which are no longer true. As in use 4 above, this use of the simple past is quite similar to expression used to. Examples: she was shy as a child, but now she's very outgoing. He didn't like tomatoes before. Did you live in Texas when you were a kid? People paid much more to take cell phone calls in the past. With the main ideas of the students about the topic, I'm going to create a conceptual map on the board. It allows the students to catch the information and they will write it on their notebooks. During 30 minutes in the practice, they're going to check their grammar, speaking, listening, and writing skills. They're going to see a video about regular and irregular verbs, and then will complete the next exercises. They have to fill in the blanks in the table, rewrite the sentence in past tense, put the story in order, underline the correct option. The resources are dictionaries, a list of verbs in past, and the help of the teacher. When the students have completely mastered the form and have learned how to produce it without mistakes in controlled exercises, they can move on the production phase. It's going to be the next 15 minutes. The students have to write about what did you do last summer holiday, and then they will form group of 2. They going to ask their parents 10 yes/no questions about their last week. To check the knowledge and understanding of the students, I will ask the following questions to access there in the next 10 minutes. First question: when do we use past simple tense? What is the prime indicator of past simple tense? What verb form will be used in the sentence after using did in the sentence? The students will answer my questions. For homework, They have to think of a time they were late. Write 5 sentences about what happened, using verbs to tell about the past. Finally, for 20 minutes, the class is divided into groups. Each group takes turn to act in front of the class without speaking. One group should ask, "What were you doing yesterday?" before the other group act the action. Then the other group guesses what they were doing and answers in past tense. Each group is given 4 minutes to think about what actions they will do before the game starts. Thank you for your attention. It was my lesson plan about simple past tense.